Today's guests are Kurt and DeAnna Mangum II, the husband and wife team behind CoupleyFit. Based in Phoenix, they're on a mission to create generational health by helping couples thrive mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Kurt is head of business development at the ISA. DeAnna is a full-time nutrition and wellness consultant, and together, they've built the SWAN approach: sleep, water, activity, nutrition, proving that true transformation is a whole person journey. Please welcome Kurt and DeAnna Mangum II.
So what are you guys doing active in?
Health and wellness,
Yeah.
I would say is definitely a big one. So, right after we got married, 2016, we co-founded together CoupleyFit, which is a health, wellness, lifestyle. We have a couple of different elements of what we do from the business side, but it's all about generational health.
Yeah.
And we created an ethos called SWAN, sleep, water, activity, nutrition, which is our framework around making one SWAN change. And it's all about the generational health for couples in particular. So that's just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, you hit it on the head.
Who brought up the idea first?
Interesting enough, it wasn't CoupleyFit. It was going to be like Pretty Fit, and it was going to be her business. This is her idea.
I was going to be focusing on women.
She's going to be focused on women.
Yes.
And now, as I say that, it sounds like I kind of took over the plan.
No, but it wasn't like that.
It was super authentic.
It was very organic the way that it happened. Also because when Kurt was playing football, I was meal prepping for him. I was, weighing out his food and making sure that he's getting all of his protein, carbohydrates to stay fueled. But then we're working out together. And so we were documenting kind of our journey on social media.
Yeah.
And then people just started reaching out like, hey, are you guys going to be doing any boot camps or meal plans or any of these? And we were like, no, we have no plans of doing that.
Crazy.
No.
Working out.
We're just working out. So Kurt's family.
I'm just shit posting over here.
Yeah, that's it. So Kurt's
Straight
family,
gym selfies.
they have a cafe in Phoenix Sky Harbor. So it's the Refuge now, but at the time it was Press Coffee, Food, and Wine. Okay. And so he was working in his family business while he's waiting for some calls to come through for football. And then employees started reaching out like, can you maybe create me a meal plan or something like that? We were like, sure. Yep. So that Starbucks that's in the baggage claim?
Yeah.
That's literally where we had our first client.
Oh, wow. First consultation ever.
First consultation. And our first client, she lost 80 pounds in 1 year. And so what we noticed, though, is that she had this amazing transformation, but then she had 2 sons. And then her sons were seeing the transformation that she was having, and they were holding her accountable. Yeah. Hey, Mom, we're supposed to be hiking Camelback. Hey, Mom, we're supposed to be going to the park. Hey, Mom, what's avocado? I see you eating that. I want to try it. Yeah. So then we started saying, oh, this is bigger than what we originally anticipated, which was just to help people lose weight. Yeah. And it ended up being a generational thing where we said, wow, if we can impact couples or parents, we're going to see that this trickles down to the kids. And now we say, rather than passing down the material items, let's pass down those healthy habits, right? Yeah. Let's generational health, because people always think of generational wealth, but I can't spend my wealth if I don't have my health. So
and to that exact point, it was kind of crazy just how full circle things started to become, because at the time, again, it wasn't like launch this business. It was just like
it was organic.
It was organic. How do we help? And one thing that we knew from I was doing marketing for the business at the time, all of the social media, we're getting some awards by the airport. We used to have all of the, you name it, when it comes to celebrities, used to come through, from Michael Phelps to Sage Steele, because again, it's airport, right?
Yeah.
But it's, you're kind of not trapped.
And there's a lot of people in this area.
Phoenix is the number 5, largest city and busiest, one of the busiest airports. So you're talking about thousands of people a day that you would see. And so not only do we have the injury, but social media, and we're posting, and people are getting excited about this. And so when we launched our business, we were constantly creating content. So from drone footage to we're out at a boot camp at the park, and it's free at Kiwanis Park in Tempe, but we got a drone out there and balloons, and it's an activation. It was a different view and an activation. And so that was one of the really unique competitive advantages, because over the years, yes, we had the health and wellness, but we amassed over 50 million views on social media.
Nice.
From all different channels of us posting content, sharing experiences of us living the healthy lifestyle and just going through our journey. So that was a big part of us not just growing the business and having opportunities and working with brands like Walmart and different hotels and Omni and different things in that sense. But then it also opened us up to be able to collaborate with other small businesses and support there as well. Because people are like, yo, how are you guys doing this storytelling? How are you guys getting the cover of Scottsdale Health magazine and all of this stuff? stuff.
We're having a hard time doing that
This will
ourselves.
be a weird question, but
Interesting.
if she's slacking, how do you tell her she's slacking?
Oh,
Because
man.
I like that
She's
male
like-
to
she's like,
female,
that never
not to be
happened.
sexist.
No, we do.
Let's
we
see
do.
what if
no,
he's
we always-
slacking.
That's usually
Accountability.
because
Accountability.
Like,
This.
like my wife will be like, "Yeah, you're fat," and like I'll get up and get working out, but like
I'm not
Rissa,
fat. I
you
just
can't-
jiggle a little bit.
Right. No, but so I think it is there's the one, it's having the tough conversations.
Yeah.
Because we were just talking about this earlier.
We were.
Like one of the things she would tell me that it was like, what's something that annoyed me when we first got
Yes,
together,
but
but I
that you
appreciate
appreciate
now, was she should tell me to slow down when I was eating.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you telling me to slow down for you? You think you're talking to?
good advice.
I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
What are you telling
Just fix your hair like.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
food is gone. I'm like, hey, where's the refill?
Yes.
She's like, on the drink. I'm now on dinner. I need another plate. She's like,
once
also
this
a
video
Midwest
is
thing, right?
posted, I'm
Senior
gonna
plate,
use it
so.
to cue like the AI VO3s to
Yes.
show,
She's just
show
like-
you eating like
Major Pain, like
yeah,
scooping in the
yeah,
rice,
just like 8 ribeyes in less than 30
like
seconds.
woofing it down.
Imagine this guy.
Yes.
No, super. So like, but the approach, I had to realize like, okay, she hit a nerve for
Yeah.
me, but a part of it, like before I became an All-American linebacker, I struggled with being overweight, like as a kid.
Yeah.
So like that was a nerve for me of like Buddha
Yeah.
poking me in the belly and like, things like that. So so the word like fat would be a trigger.
Yeah.
But to your point, working together, it's like, how can you receive the information
Yeah.
and knowing each other well enough
Yes.
to,
Yeah.
and then it can be phrased around like, how can I support you?
Yes.
Or like, hey, I'm getting some extra cardio in tomorrow. Wink,
Yeah.
wink. You want to join me?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to hit the treadmill, but like, if you want to walk with me, we're both going to be doing 60 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah, just
type
having
thing.
that support is
Yeah.
huge. Like these eventually shot it is not edited or released, but like I want to do a whole like anatomy and physiology, just like so kids learn how their body works.
Yes.
Just because
Oh my gosh.
I think as
That's so
long as
needed.
they know and they have it for free on YouTube, then like if they're getting fed garbage, they'll at least say something.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's almost like that, whether it's your wife, husband, kid, like having that community sense of like just being better for yourself. I think that again, like you said, the accountability, like if you have a 5-year-old kid telling you, you might not want to eat that garbage.
That for sure.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kid's probably going to get smacked. But there's a
No, it's so
chance,
true.
like eventually you do that enough, they're going to like, it's going to have a profound change.
Yes.
And just promote healthy living. And it's always better having somebody with you doing that.
And go ahead.
Well, it's interesting you say that because we do a lot of work with at-risk youth, and we do a lot
Okay.
of speaking engagements too, just talking to them about health and wellness. And we talk to them about SWAN, but it's interesting. Every time we get to the end and we talk about nutrition, we just ask them like, hey, what do you guys think are nutritious items? These kids are coming, broccoli, cauliflower, they know.
They know.
And that's the thing is, you'd be so surprised. Kids know.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately because their parents are the ones that are not necessarily eating healthy, or right, you're buying the food.
Yeah.
You're the one that's cooking the food. It's like I don't really have a say right
I
now,
just
so
pick
I
the
have
marshmallows out of my Lucky Charms.
to eat. That's the best part.
I used to sit at the table all night just because I wouldn't finish my vegetables. I'm good.
Yeah.
Not interested. So you got
Yeah.
Midwest, you sit here at the table till you finish your plate, right? Like we're not wasting.
Dude, Michigan Hospital,
9:30.
they served whole fried like chicken quarters. We're not even talking about chicken wings. Breaded whole fried chicken quarters in the hospital for breakfast.
He's in New Orleans.
No, this is in Michigan.
Michigan. Michigan.
This
Oh
was
my
in Pontiac.
word.
So I played Little League football, basketball in Pontiac. Like Silver Dome. I remember playing in the Silver Dome when it was still around.
Dude, I hated
yeah.
watching the Silver Dome when I was there because it was like weeds growing and this like dilapidated.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
Barry Sanders freaking had some of the greatest years in NFL.
Oh, I used to see
here.
Barry Sanders all the time.
So fun
Party.
fact,
Yeah.
we mentioned Patriots and Jonas. They gave Jonas the key to the city of Pontiac,
Yeah.
I believe. And he was
Really?
there
They
when
did?
he was there when I believe they demolished. They also did the demolishing of the So just kind of crazy.
That
fun
is
fact.
kind of nuts.
And most people don't know Pontiac. Like people be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Detroit," or they know.
Yeah.
But like, you've been in Michigan. You've been around Michigan. you
I
know
lived
those
in,
things.
I lived in Troy.
Oh yeah.
Exit 69, Big Beaver Road,
Come on.
Route 75.
Come on.
Behind Somerset Mall.
Portions are husky out there too. In Michigan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I'd
Lamb
spent time
chops,
also in like Louisiana
chops.
too. So it's like in hindsight, I'm like, I don't know if it was because it was that many years prior to it, but like, I don't know if it was unhealthier, but like New Orleans, I couldn't get weight off because like, dude, find the salad in New
Beignets?
Orleans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, but if you think about it though, beignets are like, oh, you want beignets with your breakfast?
Dude, the healthiest thing is gumbo and jambalaya.
And I'll take
Yum.
another piece, another scoop.
Yum.
It's like, why am I not gonna? You know what? I'm only gonna be in New Orleans for like 2 more years.
Oh.
One day, I was just like, okay, I was upset with myself because I was like rushing down the hospital corridor to get to like a trauma, and I felt myself jiggle, and I'm like, oh, that's gross. And like when you feel parts of your body hitting other parts of the body out of just
It's a
pure
reminder.
flab,
It's a
you're like,
reminder.
what is going on? And I was at like 210, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get down to 190. I said it to some of the nurses that were working in the ICU that day, and then I run into them like 2 months later. They're like, oh, how's that going? I'm like,
I just had
I'm up
gumbo
to
at lunch.
220 now.
I just had gumbo and beignets for lunch.
I was up to
actually.
220. I was like, oh, that's not good.
Like I'm bulking right
Yeah,
now, and
yeah,
I'm gonna do the
bulking.
cut.
Yeah.
Bulking phase.
I'm just hoping for no more trauma calls. If I don't walk fast enough, I don't jiggle.
I don't jiggle. It's like, let me slow down. Or you throw the tank. Let me throw the tank top on underneath the uniform.
The trauma calls were like it's the worst because you're there overnight for so many hours. You're like, oh, I can eat like ice cream, and you just
Sure.
pile it on. You eat
Sure.
like crap,
And
it's
you're
like
limited.
stress
I would still do it right now. Like when I eat, like you're saying, like she was telling you to slow down. When I eat as fast as possible.
Yeah.
There was
You
one
have to though, I feel like.
There was
right?
one time
Yeah.
I was in the ER trauma for surgery, and I hate laughing about this story because there's a death involved. But the way it played out, at 7 o'clock in Boston, they would have residents' dinner at the cafeteria. So pretty much serving us all the leftovers. And I make a bet. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can eat a whole pizza. I can eat a whole pizza in less than 30 minutes. And so
my
I take that bet with you. Yeah.
we're placing bets. And
Large? Is it a large?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a
It's
belly
legit this big. But I was like somewhere between 3 to 5 slices in, and I was on the ER. My senior resident was in the ER. No, I was going strong, but I just had like 3 to 5 slices in, and they're just like trauma bay, whatever. So us two go run there, and I have to just pump the lady's chest.
code.
And he runs the code like, okay, somebody grab this medicine, whatever. And there's only like 3 of us there. It's this lady and 2 of her family members. She had a dissected aortic aneurysm. So like your main artery that comes out of your heart, like it can balloon up in some people. And it can explode. So then it's just like your heart is just pumping blood in your belly. So I was just like, this is definitely what this lady has. And usually you run codes for like a while before you call it. And I'm like just pumping this lady's chest, and it's CPR at that time is like 2 minutes before you turn over. And I'm just looking at him. I'm like, yo, man. I was like, call the code. He's like, it's only 30 seconds. What do you mean call the code? I'm like,
Are you gonna throw up?
fucking call the code. And he's like, no, we got to run it for a while. There's going to be backup coming. Just keep going. And backup didn't get there. Like we did like run the code as long as we could, but like she just had no like vital signs. And afterwards, he was really supportive. Like he's always looked out for me more than like anybody actually during that residency period. But like he was just like, what's wrong with you? Hey, why'd you keep saying like call the code? And just like you were there for like 15 seconds and you're like call the code, like pronounce this person dead. And I was like, dude, this lady's gonna die. Like she was pretty much dead when she got to the table. I was like, the last And I was like, and you saw how much pizza and how fast I was trying to eat. I was like, the last thing her family members, because they were sitting in the room, they're gonna see her dead and me puking pepperoni slices.
Oh boy!
Yeah, like just projectile vomiting on her, like her arteries spewing the blood into her abdomen. I was like, that's the main reason. And he was like, okay, all right. The funny part is, there was another time a couple months later, we were both the first to respond to a call, and it was the same thing. And one of the bigger girls that was a resident there got there before me, so I was relieving her for the chest compression, and I'm looking at him and like, you got to call the code. He's like, not again. And he's like, why now? He's like, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to look that good pumping that chest. She's going to town. Like, I don't have that much energy.
Man.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Crazy.
That one was joking. But the first one, I was just like, I honestly, like, the chances we save this lady is next to zero, and I don't want to cover her with vomit.
But people don't always talk about that, man. It's like life, life, sometimes life and death, or you're dealing with the transitions, right? It's like, it's just another day at work.
Yeah.
It's like, today was just Tuesday. And like, people don't realize that's real. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you got to take it home with you. You got to take it back to lunch.
True. That is true.
You still have to finish the pizza. Maybe.
7 o'clock dinner. 7 o'clock dinner.
Maybe.
I stopped pounding pizza slices that day.
Right.
Yeah.
While I'm on call.
Right.
And,
Let me clarify while I'm on call.
And I stopped being the first person to respond to those.
There we go.
I'll relieve somebody.
Yeah, facts.
This is just some weird
those
stuff.
codes are the worst. If you get there first and no one shows up, you're just pumping that chest, and who knows how long, because you're supposed to rotate.
But if you're
minute.
a little bit later than that, then the whole room has like 30 people in it.
And it's
so
not
it's
just
so
like
weird.
the little thing. You're like going at it.
It's because you're trying to pretty much compress somebody's
Massage their
sternum
chest.
down to
Yes.
their vertebrae.
So I will say this, just a little fun fact. Deanna's actually saved a life or two.
Okay, no.
I mean, go ahead.
This is
go ahead.
no.
You gotta
No,
go
I
ahead.
think
no,
you're
no.
being
This is not
modest.
You got to
the
be modest.
No.
Yeah, she was her first job. She was a lifeguard.
Yes.
One of her first jobs.
Oh, then you definitely saved a life.
I mean, but I'm not saving
dude,
a
a
life like
lifeguard
you guys
saved
are
my
at
life.
all.
I'm just saying.
Dude, a lifeguard
You know?
saved my life, and I'm sure they thought it was nothing. They just grabbed me by my shirt, but I almost drowned in like 2 feet of water.
Come on,
We had a lot of
I
that.
tell her, I was like, it was early on. I was like, but you got to give yourself some, it's 2 or 3 lives. She's like, no, we had to have the CPR. You were out there.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks
Guy
they
had a
can do
heart
it until
attack.
they get into the deep end.
Yeah.
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 No,
said it was a
lifeguards save lives.
Saved it literally. They
every
saved
week. Yeah. I went out surfing. It wasn't huge waves. It was Rhode Island, and it was my first time. And I fell off, and I felt like
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could not get up.
yeah.
I could
Oh,
not
my
get
gosh.
up.
Yeah.
Scary.
And then eventually I managed to like feel the ground under me, and I stood up. I swear the water was this deep. I'm like,
It happened.
how did I just tumble
I
like
know.
25
I know.
times?
Who was holding me underneath the water just now? Who was holding me?
I'm like, this not even as deep as my
It's
bathtub.
serious. Yeah.
And this guy's holding the surfboard. He's like, your first time? I'm like, yeah, thank you. Go fuck yourself.
First time I'm in here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Lifeguards save lives.
Incredible. Incredible.
They do. Not
Tell
like
us more. I knew you mentioned on the marketing side. What are some of the big things that you all are working on right now, business wise and just growth wise?
We're pretty much trying to strike from every angle. That's why we're here doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we like you guys or anything.
Now you do.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
exactly.
We got a Patriot fan here. I'm a liar.
Yes.
I'm a liar.
We were like
Go Pats.
10 seconds in, and like, yeah, these are my type of people.
No, the podcast thing was like, we're like, oh, we can get away from home and just
Have
shoot the
fun
shit.
talking.
Yeah.
Other than working
Yeah,
and just talking
absolutely.
about
Oh,
work.
and this guy doesn't talk
Yeah.
unless there's a camera.
Oh really?
Oh, in person.
sometimes.
But you're
Oh,
Sometimes,
no,
Christian.
What's that?
Christian
Yeah.
from the show.
Well, my wife says I'm on the spectrum, and I probably
No, he's
do
not
have,
just
like,
on the spectrum. He's at a
Spectrum.
far end of the spectrum.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
So I don't know. I've never been
Yeah.
diagnosed with it, but it's sort of.
He never sought out a diagnosis either.
So no, and one of the main reasons, like
Brothers.
one of the things I talk about a lot is the health and wellness, and like I know we do surgeries, but like we were doing surgeries, and these patients were just like massive and like high BMIs, and I was like just not happy with the aesthetic results, because I was like, how can we get these people to lose some weight? And then
this optimum outcomes.
yeah, and I started to get into peptides and everything myself, and like I lost 60 pounds. Wow. So I was like, all right, let me bring this into the practice, and we brought that in.
Great
and
idea.
Like have been adding different things to get our patients healthy, rather than some patients come in, they don't know, they think you can just liposuction their weight off, and
that's true.
Like for someone that's
Magic.
already done a lot of
Instagram ready.
Give me magic overnight.
yeah.
And a Brazilian butt lift while you're at it.
Yeah. So for a lot of patients that have already done the hard work, you can do liposuction and get them better figure. But for patients that think they're going to take weight off with surgery, it's not going to happen unless it's weight loss surgery. And
That's not plastic surgery.
It's not,
Right.
That's
I
not
don't think everybody knows that. Is that different? That's different.
Yeah. Like tummy tucks, you're not going to lose a significant amount of weight from a tummy tuck.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or
how much
like
do you, how much do you lose?
Like 5 pounds is a pretty
Really?
big tummy tuck.
So
Yeah.
the thing is, I actually
Tummy tuck
no, I'm saying
Oh,
I would think
okay.
a tummy tuck.
Oh, even if you
I would
see-
think a tummy tuck, you're dropping like a 20 piece. You're dropping
No,
like
no,
I
like
don't-
20
no, I don't
is
think so.
20 is
No,
the
no.
high end.
So I
Like
I was
absolute
actually
high
getting
end.
it.
Interesting.
So it matters where your patient is, and like you got to educate them
Yeah.
into they got to make lifestyle changes before they have the
Yes.
surgery. And I was actually like starting to do a study, because you do
Unless they're willing to pay 5 times the amount cash,
Oh.
you
I
do
can consider it.
you do tighten the abdomen up, which makes it like at the beginning it makes it harder to eat. But like if you're not living the healthy lifestyle, that stomach's going to expand. We remove some fat, but it's usually on average maybe 3 to 5 pounds. But people don't even keep that off. If you're
know.
continuing with
'Cause even
And
bad
3 to 5
habits-
pounds, like
That's
I'm just
true.
thinking about me. Like I could put that down in
Yeah.
one pizza contest.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. On call. I can do that on
I can do
call.
that on call.
But the thing is, even with gastric bypass, where they flip a part of your intestines around to slow
Reroute
it
your
down,
inner piping.
or gastric sleeve, those are the
Oh.
2 most common types of bariatric surgery that
Right.
people do. The sleeve, like, let's say your stomach's shaped like this, and your esophagus comes here, and the intestine comes out there. They pretty much staple this, so your stomach's that big.
Oh.
So like you eat a little bit, it feels full already, and it sends the signals to your brain. So those are the 2 most common types, and there's at least a 33% failure rate. Like that's
Wait a minute.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
like
a third.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Wow.
that's why you got to get, like, even the bariatric surgeons, they got to have patients that comply and lose some weight on
can I,
their own.
can, I just, can, I just, can I just tell you guys
I knew
something?
it. I knew you were going that
Can I
way.
just tell you guys something? Because I really like to eat. Like
Yeah.
I'm, like I could
Yeah.
be a big boy if I like
Yeah.
if I didn't really watch it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll watch my 600-pound life just to let myself know
Yeah.
like
This is what I can
This is
do.
where I-
you need to you need to have some guardrails.
Dude, that
like put the
surgeon's
trail put the
hilarious.
trail mix down.
Yeah.
So
Dude, either put the trail mix down or widen the doorway.
There.
You don't
can't
want
do it.
people
But
who
you see what I
cutting
mean?
out
You
holes
see
in
what I'm
your
saying?
wall
Exactly.
to get you out.
Yeah.
You don't
that's
want to
wild.
do that. So
Yeah.
when I see the 600-pound life, just to your point,
Yeah.
like you see him talk about like, hey, I can't even operate on you
Yeah.
Yeah.
right now
Yeah.
because you've got to lose 50 or 100 pounds.
No, 100. Yeah.
You have these 200 before we can even operate.
Yeah, it's their mindset's got to change, and a lot of these
Yeah.
people,
Exactly.
I was working with some of the bariatric surgeons and did a lot of it. The patients that do well are the ones that begin losing the weight and then have
Yes.
bariatric surgery, continue to lose the weight,
Yes.
and they get to a low BMI where the skin's really hindering them losing
Right.
any
Yes,
more weight
yes,
and
yes, yes.
gaining their confidence.
So
And
they
they could
plateau.
rebound and go backwards.
Interesting.
But the patients that they just get the surgery done, don't change their life, they have addictive personality.
And
Yes.
they're going on
and there's
vacation
Exactly.
saying
yeah,
it's all you can eat buffet.
because you
Dude,
operate.
they show the surgery
That's
who's
true.
boss.
But
They
like-
literally show. They're like, oh, you think you can like shrink my stomach down, I'll
I'ma
show
show
you.
you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because they think this operation is going to help, and
Yes,
like,
that's true.
and we'll like remove skin on them, and then like they get hooked on pain meds, and
Yes.
we see it. Like I'm like, all right,
Interesting.
it makes sense, and you got to really be careful with like pain meds and stuff with these
Yes.
patients because they end up getting addicted to opioids and stuff. So like it's just the mindset. You got to be able to change that. And if they don't have it appropriate, you see them not losing a lot of weight.
So it's a
And
lifestyle change.
Yes.
What do you guys
So,
think? Oh, go ahead.
GLP-1s?
I was just about to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your take on GLP-1s?
Ozempic,
Great.
the different GLP-1s.
They're
Yeah.
great. They're great. They're a great starter pack for some people. They're great maintenance for some people. So it varies.
Do you think it's long term?
I love it, and I think it's long term, and it's good for you overall health wise. There's so many health benefits, and I use them, and I used it to lose weight along with peptides. But the thing I do is I dose it. I don't take it like on schedule anymore after I've lost my weight. And like I microdose it, I'll move up in dosage. If I go on beach vacation, I'm like, I got to drop some pounds. I'll up the dose for a little bit and then go back down.
Got to get my 60 back.
Yeah.
Super dose it.
So out of curiosity,
Interesting.
no, because I really appreciate you all sharing that because, you know, being in fitness and wellness, it's been like a complete takeover, right?
Yeah.
And I know it was supposed to serve a purpose and a role for obviously diabetic patients
Yeah.
and different things like that. And then it was
management.
like, it's like anything else. People say
Yeah.
that it works. It's like, what?
Yes.
Secret
Hon-
potion.
honestly,
yeah.
there's a lot of distrust with physicians nowadays since COVID and stuff.
Yes.
And you did a lot of medical research. I did a ton of years of research. So I'm very like stringent on like what's put out and like trying to poke holes in articles and stuff. And I will tell you that the main thing with any type of medication, anything you're going to take, is risks versus benefit. So side effects versus how it's going to work for you. And not medical advice, but as a physician, I'll tell you, like for majority of people, the side effect is like very minimum compared to like even most drugs. So like a lot of these GLP-1s, you got to inject too. So then to think like, oh, it's an injectable rather than oral,
Right.
and it has less side effects, then I'm going to say in my hands, it has way less side effects compared to other medications that like just, they say they hit this trigger and cause that kind of response. But it's definitely a game changer. Not everybody can tolerate it, but like the side effects people say is like nausea, vomiting. It's like, yeah, you're trying to eat when your body's telling you not to eat. Gastric reflux, which is heartburn, you're going to get that just because your stomach's not emptying out as fast. So if you have gastric reflux issues beforehand, you should probably want to control that.
Slowly dose it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And work it up. And they're bringing new formulations with different receptors to decrease the GI symptoms.
And one of the things that I've heard too is that it's really important to continue to train and work out while you're on GLP-1s because I think for the people that think it's just going to be a magic potion, magic drug,
No, it's
inject it,
Right.
keep eating how I'm eating or maybe eating less of what the same foods I'm eating, but doesn't it also attack some of the muscle?
You can waste away.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say, right? Because
You're
it's going to
consuming
also
less.
It's going to also you're consuming less. It's going to also attack some of the muscle, right?
Yeah, it's going to start feeding off.
It's going to feed off the muscle.
So the
So it
thing
doesn't-
is, you got to have physicians that like do functional medicine or in the space and know how to control that stuff. And like for us, we put our patients on the scale that tells us if they're losing muscle mass. You know, like you're gonna lose muscle mass if you're losing weight. You're eating less, caloric restriction. So we discussed like high protein diets and. Like I was saying before, like resistance bands, like you maintain more muscle and your bone health with resistance bands over weight training. So I discussed that. I'm like, go and get good resistance bands. You don't need to do a hell of a lot.
So 20
I
minutes
use
a day.
X3.
Yeah,
There's Harambe system. There's multiple different systems that you're like 15, 20 minutes in the morning a day. And I actually put on muscle while I was on GLP-1s. And that was because one thing was I was taking like growth hormone receptor peptides, but also the resistance bands. Once I added that in, I definitely saw much bigger growth in my muscle gains.
That's got to be a game changer on the marketing side for you guys, because you actually tried the different things that you all offer.
Yeah.
How do you share? Yeah, how do you share? Is that something that you share? How does that come into?
Yeah,
life?
so
I share all his stories because I'm like, I know,
his
like,
results.
dude, the GLP-1s, you're supposed to titrate up, and he took like a big dose the first time he took it, and he came into the operating room, and he was just like, I think I gotta go to the bathroom and throw up. And he just like went to the
I
bathroom
had
and threw
weight
it up.
issues because like being like college athlete and just being in your younger days, you just like your metabolism just shuts down. You can't, like, all of a sudden your hormones are out of balance and you just can't lose weight. But I've tried everything. I've been on all the diet pills, and like it was
You've
like,
done different diets too. It's not just like looking for like a magic formula. Like
Right.
he's done things that have worked for him, but
keto,
his weight, like over the years until like 3-4 years, what's it, 4 years ago now? Like it was always fluctuating. There's just times you're just like, holy crap, like he's really chubby. It's not like actually thinking of him that way, but like looking at the pictures, like, wow, his face is really round.
Right.
And then, but like over like 2-year spans, like being like, damn, he's in really good shape.
Right.
And then like, and to see him swing back to like the bad side, like after he's like successful, knows about everything, it'd be like, but he's just not able to keep the weight off. So that was the eye opener once that transition went from being overweight to like, just like, oh, he's on fire right now. Not just weight wise, but like working with him every day, like showing up to the operating room together.
just mindset's a lot different.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like
what I was
mind
saying.
works a lot better. You're just clear-headed,
Absolutely.
sharper.
Absolutely.
And that discipline, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I
cuts
use
over.
different things to like once I got my weight down, it was like, how can I improve my brain function to like maximize that and like be able to, and the ideas and everything just come a lot easier.
That's when you start
even
wasting a lot of
operating-
money on things.
Yeah, and even operating like you're
I have to
operating-
optimize.
Run
I have to
faster, run
optimize.
Yeah,
Level 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. Let's go.
Windows 98.
Yes.
Windows 98.
Yes. I love
yeah.
that.
So I just like, I was like, oh, GLP-1s, I don't need to titrate. I just took the highest dose. I was projectile vomiting that day.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
Like
yeah.
my
you,
wife
so-
asked me to go and do something outside. I bent over and I was, well, this was after like I walked into this case. I finished doing my side and then ran to the bathroom. I'm
It's
like,
like,
gotta
I don't
step
feel
out
good.
for a
I gotta
minute.
go to the bathroom.
I projectile vomited. I was like,
You were like,
what
did
the
you have
hell?
pizza? Were you in a pizza competition?
Yeah, right.
Well, I thought it was the tuna
How many
sandwich I ate.
slices?
I was like, I
5
was like,
slices? 3 slices? How many slices?
I didn't even think.
And in how much time?
How fast?
I didn't think it was the medication because I was like, was it? Because I think I had like some tuna
He's
salad.
like, what did
or
I eat? Was
something.
it? I had the.
Yeah.
Was that the funny
So
tuna?
I
Was
was
that
like the funny tuna.
the
I was
funny
like,
tuna?
what the fuck? Yeah.
I thought it was out a little long. What was going
Once
on?
I went home and I was like, oh shit.
that was
this
it.
gotta
That was the
be
dosage.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
looked green. He came in, looked like your dress. I was just like,
Something's not
Oh
right.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
then I started from the ground back up. I was like, all right, I got to tighten.
I honestly, like when you're in the zone in the OR, you don't even notice, like, until he mentioned, he's like, I don't feel good. I'm like,
You're like, you don't look good.
I was just
right.
like, I never hear that from him. So I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, yeah, you don't, yeah,
We need
you
to
don't look
time
good.
out.
I don't know what's going on, but
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, but thanks for sharing. though. That's always just good to be able to hear, especially from firsthand experience, and also having the medical knowledge and experience. 'Cause I think so often you have, we're in a creator generation, a creator era, right now between YouTube, socials, and everybody's sharing their POV, whether that's you're doing it from a brand side, you're promoting the product, or you're just like going through it on your journey.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily have the medical experience.
Yeah.
And they're advising people, and they're saying, you got to do the carnivore diet, Liver King, and it's like, come on, this dude's not all natural, right? And he's telling you got to eat grab it out of the fridge and just take a bite out of it.
the thing is, like, if
He
he was
spending
like,
$12,000 a month on GH.
I heard it was like he was spending
even more.
$70K a
was
month
like-
on
yeah.
hormones and
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can spend that much. Like, you can get a lot of good stuff for
growth
way
hormone
less than that.
costs a lot of money. Growth
Okay.
hormone
So
costs
give
a
us. I don't know a ton about that, but I know, like, in addition to what we do with CoupleyFit, I'm also the VP of Partnerships at ISSA, International Sports Sciences Association. But a lot of our foundation was early on bodybuilding, 37 years, right? Certifications, personal training. But we go to the Olympia shows and some of the things. And so sometimes you're looking, you're like, that's you got to have a full-time job to afford the enhancements that some of the people are doing, right? To be able to like physically have caps, that are big on the shoulders.
Yeah, the thing is with like hormone replacements, like especially with like bodybuilding, two most important ones or most prevalent ones, testosterone and growth hormone.
Gotcha.
There's even some physicians that are saying like this like supernatural amount of testosterone is good for you. That's what Krista was telling us.
Yeah.
But like you want to stay on like the higher end of normal for testosterone. And growth hormone, the growth hormone releasing peptides tend to do way better than just injecting yourself with growth hormone.
Well, it's not do better. It matters what you're looking for. So
that is true.
Growth hormone is going to give you the best results with lean muscle mass growth, where you're not going to get as much with the growth hormone releasing peptides and stuff. But the problem with growth hormone is you're increasing your growth hormone is going to decrease years in your life. So
can you repeat that?
Yeah, it's going to decrease years in your life. So growth hormone, unless you're like doing very low doses, otherwise you're speeding up the way you're going through life, and that's why you see like the heart attacks and all these.
You see like issues it's like 45, 50. It's like dude's heart exploded.
Like the WCW wrestler.
Every wrestler.
And
like we were talking about, like when Macho Man passed away years ago, I read the article and it was like, Macho Man died of car accident. I was like, finally, like not that I wished it upon him, but it's like finally a wrestler that didn't die of a heart attack. And it's a car accident. It's like, oh, he got into the car accident because he had a heart attack behind the wheel.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like even growth hormone. I did growth hormone.
He's tried all of it, even
I felt my wrists growing, my like hips. I would get hip pain, joint pains, carpal tunnel,
cervical,
trigger fingers, like
cervical spinal issues.
So there's side effects like this, and then how much do these things cost? Whether someone's like, I don't know if this
varies. It varies because you can get it from somebody.
You could get
in
it from
the gym,
Canada, Turkey, India.
Find it online.
Because I do know some people that were telling me, I'll be finding stuff on Reddit. People finding things online. It's like it's a risky business.
A lot of the stuff like for the peptides, a lot of it comes from China. Whether you get it in the U.S. or anything, it from compound pharmacies.
Medication. Period.
Yeah,
that's why they're making Trump's setting the tariffs.
They're making it in China, and then they're sending it over here. And the compound pharmacies do purity testings and stuff. And some of the different, and the black market's become pretty big, where you could even pick up some of the GLP-1s and stuff. But like when some people say they're not losing weight, or some of the muscle wasting and stuff, they're not taking it from a doctor. They're just taking it from someone.
Gotcha. So they're going.
But like you'll still get muscle wasting with doctor prescribed stuff.
But it's just higher when you're dealing with less quality.
That
makes sense. Wow.
Interesting.
Pretty much have to look at percentage, like percentage body fat. Like, I lost like, let's say like 3 pounds of muscle, but I lost 6 pounds of fat. That's muscle worth losing for just to get more lean. But it also matters what your goals are. So if you want to put on more muscle but like trim down a little, like you need a little bit of both, like with the GLP-1s mixed with like growth hormone releasing peptide.
And I ask you like how you would tell your wife, and like for my wife, she's type A personality. She does her own thing. So like I did everything, and I, like after we had our first son, like I was like, I can't be this way. Like to be able to play with him and everything, I got to lose weight so I'm more active. So like I got on this whole thing of being healthier and getting better, and I lost the weight before we had our second son. And then once we had our second son, she's like, what were you on? She got on GLP-1 shortly to lose the weight. After she was done breastfeeding, she got in shape. And then now she's like, trying the other peptides because that worked so well for her, like trouble sleeping, there's stuff for that. You know, there's other things to just overall, and we're trying for a third, so she's trying to like help her system get better so she can. Yeah.
Come on, breaking news.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes.
No, we've said it multiple times.
We have, but it's like until it happens.
That's exciting. We don't have kids yet, but yeah, that's exciting now.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, it was always about like scheduling it where because I've been with
Never
my
schedule.
wife
If
for,
you guys are scheduling having a kid, don't. Just have a kid.
yeah.
I know, everyone
Scheduling
always
for
says that.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for me it was
schedule.
like
Don't schedule.
until like
It's having a
because-
kid, dude. You're never going to be ready. You're never going to be set. You're never going to be
The thing is,
prepared.
it was-
and even if you are and you're hyper like focused on that, it doesn't
maybe he doesn't want it.
it doesn't matter. If you want a kid, if you want a kid, you just go do it.
It took me a while.
And
you know, I
and
was
you get
like-
by.
yeah.
Like you got to see like what our parents got by with.
Right.
And you're like, whoa, they had way less resources. They were way less prepared than us. You think they had everything figured out, but then you look back like,
Yeah.
oh,
But it's different for every I really I can't remember exactly when I even thought about having a kid. It wasn't until like I was like 36, 37 till I even thought about it. I was like out of med school and like getting married, you know, I was like, I got to have enough money. Even having a kid, I'm like, I got to accomplish
have
these
everything
things before
prepared.
having a
Yeah.
kid.
Sure.
But then like, you know, me and my wife, like, you know, you protect yourself all this protected time. Like, oh, I want to go travel for a few years. But then it's like, you know, like when you try to have a kid and you can't have it and we have to go through IVF and stuff.
That's the biggest thing.
That's where I'm like, you know, if you really want to have a kid, like, don't put it off.
Yeah.
Sure.
But if you're like questionable about it, yeah, take your time. It's not-
Chris
there's
Rock
no rush.
did say is once you have a kid, like, fuck you, fuck your aspirations. Oh, you want to travel? Go fuck yourself. It's not about you anymore. So
Not
that's
quite
the
ready
one
for
thing
that,
to
Yeah.
Factor
weigh in. But it is like, for me, it's like the greatest thing in the world being a dad. Like, I don't just say it to like look like that guy. It's,
Yeah.
it's like
No, it is. It's like
we
another
absolutely love the time we spend together and want to just like hold on to that as much as possible because in like 5 years she's going to be in college.
Yeah.
It's like
It's crazy.
and then like we waited to have a second one, then we had some hard times. So it's like that's why it's like, oh, you can put it off, but like something about evolution telling me to have as many kids as possible now. Just treat it like pizza slices.
Oh,
Like,
boy.
go.
Finish the pie in under
Just go
30.
until you're gonna puke.
There we go.
Boy.
There we go. Well, I feel like we'll have to circle back, man, and either come back on or have you guys on to chat more about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely.
It's so awesome.
Yeah. No,
It's been an
great.
awesome time having you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for
It's been
having
great.
us, man.
Great.
Thank you
No,
guys so
it's
much.
awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.